Hey all, Mr. Piercy here. I wanted to show you all a little bit of a hack that you can use to make it where anytime you create an assignment in Google Classroom that has a due date, you can make it where that assignment with its due date automatically appears on your Classroom Google site. So that way, if you're trying to communicate to your students, your parents, really anyone who wants to see what's going on in your classroom and when stuff is due, here's how you can do it. So what you do is first step in Google Classroom, make sure that in order for this trick to work, you have to have dates set for these assignments. So I've just got 4 here, generic. These are not real, but they're just due over the next couple of weeks. And so what you might not have known, or maybe you do know this, is that when you go to Google Calendar, anytime that you make a new Google class with assignments on it, it makes a Google Calendar for that individual class. So this one down here, this is Mr. Piercy's pretend class. And you'll see on my calendar on here, up here at the top, because I didn't put them with a specific time, they're just appearing up the top of each day that they're due. And if I were to kind of scroll through here, you'd see those assignments appearing. So in order for this little hack to work, the first thing that you need to do is you need to mouse over the calendar, and next to it you'll see these, looks like 3 little dots. If you click those 3 little dots and jump down to where it says setting and sharing, you can click that. And what you're going to want to do is right down here, there's a button that says access permissions. And I'm going to make it where this calendar is public. Now, just be aware, it even gives you a little warning that the second you make that calendar public, any assignments that you make that have a due date, they'll appear on that calendar. So if you're going to do this, make sure you don't put you don't put an assignment that has a student name on there, because, there's a chance that that name could kind of get out in the world. So make sure that you keep your assignments generic, that you kind of remove student names from there. So that way you can keep everybody safe and happy. So I'm going to go ahead and make this public, make sure that I'm obeying privacy laws and all that, and just press OK. Well, now that I've done that, I'm going to jump back here. I'm now going to jump over to my imaginary class website that I've put together here. And you might know this, but here on the right, when I click on this insert button, if I scroll down, one of the options that I have is I have the option to insert a calendar on here. So I'm going to press calendar. And all the calendars that I've ever created since the beginning of time will appear on here. And I'm just going to do a Command F to find the imaginary class that I just made. And there's the calendar. So I'm going to click that one and I'm going to press insert. I'm going to drop it right here. It's going to put it in that agenda mode to start with. And you'll see, hey, look, today is Sunday the 3rd. And this week, here are those 2 assignments that are due. And what's great about this is anytime I make an assignment, I don't have to go in and update the calendar. It's going to automatically add it on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and drag this up the top of my site, maybe right next to it in that agenda mode. It's right at the top. It's visual. It's visible. It's right there. People can see it. Well, maybe down the bottom of my site, I want to do that again, but I'm going to add the calendar one more time, but I'm going to do it as a monthly view. Maybe your students want to get a little preview of, hey, here's this month at a glance, what's due when, assignments, due dates, etc. So I'm going to click this, and I'm just going to I'm going to press Control C or Command C if you're on a Mac. I'm going to copy that calendar, and I'm going to paste it down here. And I'm going to drag it below where it says class monthly calendar. And if you notice, you're like, that's still in agenda view. So here's what you can do. You can double click on this till you see this little gear appear up here that says settings. You can click that gear. And then here you can customize it. You can choose to show the time zone, maybe the viewer's time zone. You can show the date, title, whatever you want. But the little magic button that you want is this one right here that says agenda. Click that, change it to the month view. you'll see it switches behind, and then just go ahead and press